Hello everybody and welcome back to the Ultimate Fashion History. This is what I look like when I say that phrase every week in the videos with my headphones on. Just for fun, this week I thought I'd respond to some of the frequently asked questions. Every week through YouTube I get a ton of questions. That's my phone going off. See, this is the kind of thing that always happens when I do those videos. I get a lot of questions, and it didn't take long to discover that people often ask the same question. So I thought instead of writing the same response over and over again, I would do a special. I'm calling this UFH FAQs. All right, here goes. Question 1. Are you a real fashion professor, or is professor just a stage name? No, I'm a real professor. That's what's on my business cards. I'm full-time faculty at a private college in Manhattan, where I kind of do all the fashion history stuff. And if you need any proof that I am, in fact, a real-life professor, here are just some of the tests I have to grade this weekend. Who are the macaronis? Young English sirs who are very fashionable. Yes, correct answer. Got that to look forward to. Question 2. What sort of software do you use? Oh, well, this is terribly expensive and sophisticated high-tech stuff. No, what I do a narrated PowerPoint, an animated PowerPoint, and then I add narration to it, save it as a movie, and then I take that movie file into Windows Movie Maker and edit it there. Completely low-tech. Anyone can do it. Question 3. Why have you disabled comments? Well, I didn't always disable comments. Some of you might remember when the comments were open. But the reason I've disabled the comments on the videos is because I was brought up properly. I think if somebody takes the time to leave a comment, good or bad, although, got to be honest, most of the comments were good, you should respond to them. Right? I'm sure you all agree with me there. However, as I make this video, there's about 100 UFH videos up there. So imagine if every day somebody left one comment on each video, that would be 100 comments a day. 700 comments a week. Is my math right there? Anyway, it got pretty overwhelming. All the comments and trying to keep up with them and trying to respond to them. And then I think, oh, well, no, I just won't respond to them. People don't respond to every comment. But then if somebody wrote something really nice, or if a student asked a question, I'd start to really, feel stressed that I hadn't responded to that person. And so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to disable comments and instead start a Facebook group, the Ultimate Fashion History Facebook group, which I started in January 2017. It's now April 2017, and there's about 600 fantastic members. So if somebody has a question, there's another, 599 people there to answer the question. And everyone in the group is so knowledgeable and passionate about fashion and probably know more than I do. So instead of doing the comments, I did the Facebook group instead. Next question. What advice would you give for somebody who wants to be a fashion historian? Well, my first bit of advice would be, if you want to make a lot of money, don't become a fashion historian. There's no money in it. Basically, if you're a fashion historian, you get to teach, and nobody goes into teaching to get rich. You can be a museum curator. Again, not a lot of money in that. And even if you write like a successful book about fashion history, there's not enough people out there who are interested in fashion history to make you into a bestseller like Stephen King or something. But if you are passionate about fashion history and your passion is more important than money, and think carefully about that. Really, that's always my advice to young people. But if your passion is more important than making money, then go to a fashion school. If you don't go to a fashion school and you go to a regular school, do a degree in history, do a degree in art history, because then you can parlay that into fashion history for your postgrad. Study and learn, and then decide to specialize in one area that you become kind of an expert on. I never really did that. I'm kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. But I don't think there's enough fashion historians in the world. And if you're passionate about something, do it. Follow your hearts, always. Next question. How many people work on the Ultimate Fashion History? Well, here at the UFH, we have, a fleet of fashion historians sort of working around the clock to get these videos to you. No, one person, me. But since I started the Ultimate Fashion History Facebook group, I now feel that there's about 600 or more people working on the channel because these guys who are now friends, oh my God, what a great community. And they make it a great community. I'm hardly ever there because I'm making the videos or I'm teaching fashion history somewhere or I'm out boozing, having fun. But these guys, they come up with so many of the ideas, so much of the information. They do the research for me. They're brilliant. Oh, God, I love that group. Next question. I gave you a suggestion for a faith film fashion ages ago, and you haven't done it yet. Oh, I know. I will get around to all of them, I promise. But when I first asked for suggestions, I had no idea how many people had brilliant ideas, and I now have a list of over 200, seriously, style icons or faith film fashion videos that have been suggested. So I'm never going to run out of material, all thanks to you. How much money do I make from UFH every month? Tens of thousands of dollars. No, I don't. Don't get into YouTubing if you want to make money, unless you're a gorgeous 18-year-old girl who shows you her style tips every day, or a gamer. I think that those kids make money. But if you have a little niche channel about fashion history, you're not going to make much money. However, just this past month, I made enough money from UFH to pay Django's insurance. Django is my cat. I do mention him sometimes in the videos. I wish he was here now so you could see him. But finally, UFH is paying for Django's health insurance, which isn't very much, but he isn't very big. What's my favorite fashion era? Well, that's an easy one. I like the Middle Ages. I like the Bleo dress with the long Bleo sleeves. I like the 17th century and all that sexy billowing taffeta. Um, Then I don't really like anything until we get to the 1930s, which I love. Oh, hang on, I like the bustle, the soft and the hard bustle in the 1870s and 1880s. But then I skip to the 1930s, which I love, the 1940s, which I love the 50s, and I love the very early 1960s, that sort of Kennedy era look. And apart from that, I don't like much. Where do I think fashion is heading? Well, nowhere fast, obviously. We basically have the same silhouette we had in the 1990s. Not much has changed, but I think it will. I think it'll change soon. Um, Technology moved so fast over the past 20 years. Fashion hasn't really been able to catch up, but it will. And I really think the thing to watch, in my opinion, is wearable tech. I think that's the really exciting thing about to happen. But fashion will change. It's just kind of stalled at the moment, but it sometimes does that, so it's okay. And finally, a question I often get asked, Amanda, you've worked so hard on these lovely videos. Where can I send a gift card to you? No, no one's ever asked me that, but I wish they would. And if you want to, just message me for my address. And now I get to say to you what I always say to a PowerPoint screen. I hope you've enjoyed this episode on the Ultimate Fashion History. I'm back every week with new episodes, so just click the little circle to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Mwah.